Bow! What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning into the Nick and Mal Show. I am Nick Johnson, one half of the Nick and Mal Show. And to the left of me is my brother, the handsome, the beautiful, the interesting, and the confident
Koala,
aka Mally, still in the building. We're feeling good this morning for several reasons. We just shot our first episode in the new studio. How'd that feel?
Come on, amazing. Felt free.
It felt different.
It was like, you know how like you sign to a label and then you buy all your rights back and everything. You own your masters. That's how it felt.
Nah, for real. It really felt like we owned some shit.
Yeah.
And as I said, bro, once again, just want to put that out there. Thank you, everyone who supported the Nick and Mal Show from here on out. You guys are a big part of the reason that we're even doing the things we're doing. And with that being said, we got a special guest in the building.
Come on.
A very, very special guest.
Come on.
A friend of the show, even.
A friend of the show. This is actually his third time on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, within the last 5 months, right?
Yeah.
Or 4 months.
Right.
Love. We appreciate you.
That's a fact.
It's at a point where, like, if we was a sitcom, once I come through the door, the crowd is going like, ah!
Oh my God! Piff is in the building.
Well, it's good to be here, yo.
Right. And his name is Piff Marti, if you've never met him before.
I'm Piff Marti, y'all. What's up?
What's going on?
Number one, let's tell people how we met you, first of all.
Yeah,
all right?
Talk about it.
It was the most random thing. Malcolm actually, and this is so crazy, bro. This is why you got to listen to your friends. And you just got to kind of roll with life. Malcolm was saying, yo, let's go to Naked Retail for weeks. And I was like, I really don't give a fuck. Like,
why are we going to the store?
But
for real.
And in Manhattan, like, we got to take a train to Manhattan just to go to a store. But it's like, all right, let's do it. We actually rode a bike out there.
We got to tell them why we was going to that store.
Why?
Well, our boy, shout out to Chris. We're going to go see Chris later today, though. Our boy Chris, the hero, is one of our first interview from North Haven Builders. He actually reconstructed Nigga Retail, as everyone here knows. Yeah, and I was like, I've been telling him, I was like, yo, we're going to check it out.
And I feel like that's kind of the reason we went, because he was doing his thing. So we went there, and one of the first people I see and was Piff Marti, and we just started talking. I didn't know anything about you, didn't know anything about me. At the end of it, he was like, yeah, you know I rap, right?
Straight like that.
But you was very understated about it, and I'm like, this nigga sucks.
That's why I was understated about it, because everybody that come up to you like, yo, I make music, bro, I do music, yo, check me out, and then it should be ass, and I knew you was gonna think that once I said that. So I think me saying it, well, tell me if I'm wrong, I think me saying it like that made you... I got
the vibe that it was different. I swear to God I did. Because my natural disposition is whatever, bro. And the same thing for us, though. I was like, yeah, we do a podcast, but...
Tune in if you want to. You ain't really got to. Hey.
And I'll be the first to admit that we are not currently podcasting on the level of Piff Marti. Just on the talent-based level. I feel like you figured out the rap game as far as your rapping ability. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's kind of what I want to open up the interview with, is the current, like, just streak you've been on. You've had a very good, what do you say, like month or 2 months?
I'll say a month. Month or 2 months. Yeah. Like, just a really good one. I mean, I've been having a good 8 months, 10 months, if you ask me. But just, like, as far as trajectory is concerned, just, like, shooting up, I had a good month and a half just now. Just going viral for the first time ever. Like, real viral, as opposed to just, like, a few people seeing it and just sharing it, like, mad. Like, I feel like everybody saw this one video that just went crazy.
Which video did it start off with?
Boys Do Cry. So what I did, when I first dropped it, I'm like, the streams were pretty low. The views on TikTok and Instagram were pretty low in comparison to what it is now, at least. Like, it was still doing, like, a few numbers. But I'm like, yo, this song is dope. It's helpful. More people need to see the shit. So all I did was just, like, reformat it, made it vertical for, like, Instagram Reels and TikTok. Put it on the internet, and then boom, out of nowhere, it just went crazy. Like, within the first hour on TikTok, it got like 200,000 views, and that never happened on any of my videos. 200,000 views, hit 1 million 8 hours later, and then on Instagram did the same thing, just went crazy. And then it went crazy on Twitter. Then it went crazy on Reddit. Then it went crazy. It's just like everywhere. And I'm like, yo, is this happening right now? And then Then out of nowhere, Taraji shared it out of nowhere. Then Van Lathan shared it out of nowhere. Then Winston Duke shared it out of nowhere.
They all reposted on their main
page, bro. And I'm like, wow. And it's just dope because I'm not saying fuck shit on the song. I'm saying something really helpful that helps humans in general. And I knew this would work. I didn't know it was gonna work. Now I knew it was gonna work like along the line, but it just ended up working. I'm just very thankful.
You know what's crazy is somebody, St. John, I forgot who he spoke to. He spoke to someone. He said,
Vince Staples?
Yeah, it's Vince Staples. Mm-hmm. You know the situation. Mm-hmm. He said, no one wants to listen to music and think anymore.
Yep.
Like, stop that lyrical stuff. It doesn't happen. And you correlated lyrical music into today's technology of short. One time you listen to it, one time you see it, you're going to understand it. Mm-hmm. And it's easy for you to share because it's a real message behind it. Mm-hmm. I was how did
no go ahead. I was gonna say it's no longer a song. What it is a nice beat. Tell me if I'm off in this. It's a nice beat, fire lyrics, and that's what I was gonna say. I'm not surprised a bit. I've told you this. Like when you came here, I was excited to have you on before you had this buzz because I'm like, hey, he's gonna be famous. Like, this guy is like, yo, let's get him now before he has 1 million followers because he's not gonna fuck with us when he has 1 million followers.
Imagine if we win it,
right? We got to be grandfathered in. So, I was thinking about this, right? I think someone actually commented. I'm gonna get back to what you said. Someone commented under one of your posts. And someone was like, yo, I didn't know this is what we needed. And someone was like, hey, we have a rapper that does this. He's named Kendrick Lamar. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started thinking like, yo, you are talented to the point where I would put you up against anybody in the game. And I just wanted to say that to give you your flowers.
No, that's a big fact.
And I know you believe it. I believe it, bro.
I agree.
If I had $1 million on me and was to be like, yo, let's see if he could come up with a better version than maybe not Cole. I won't put you against Cole and Kodak, but anybody else, I'll give you that.
KO, ain't going against that.
But to Mal's point, I think it's just short music with a message. Mm-hmm. It's no different than Joe Rogan saying some really intelligent shit, but it's a beat and it's some fire lyrics. Mm-hmm. So, what was your question?
That's was that like the how would I say the.
Intentions?
Intentions, yeah.
So I always wanted to make music that like can help people understand that somebody out there understands them and they're not the only person thinking what they think. Because it's very easy for us to feel like we're alone in the way we think, right? But it's hard to do that without sounding corny. Or being like after school special, follow your dreams and go to work
with the dead T-shirt.
Did you see the Kid Batch Black Lives Matter video?
I didn't see it, but I know I feel like it looks exactly how
you're imagining it.
But yeah, and I just wanted to do something while not lying in my raps because I never sold a drug. I don't get bitches. You know what I mean? Like, I can't talk about getting bitches. I'm damn near married. But I just wanted to make something that like people can feel and just like, but digest it. So with that being said, I noticed that everybody that gets popping, they have a video for every song that they make, right? Mm-hmm. So like Fabio, Pop Smoke, damn near everybody we know. Mm-hmm. I don't have to go down the list. But I couldn't afford to shoot a music video for every song. I'm paying somebody $1,000 every time I drop a song. Now, and mind you, I have like 13, 14 songs out since September. So that would have been like 14 bands that I didn't have. So I had to figure out how do I do this. So with that being said, I'm like, I have an iPhone. It shoots in 4K. I am nice with the edits. Let me just do that. Because that's the only way people going to listen to it. Because if I drop the audio by itself, nobody going to listen to it. But and I could actually show my personality in the video if I, have a visual to it. So putting my comedic timing, charisma, what have you, with some real dope shit, some real shit is a perfect combination. And I think people, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like people see me as someone who they can relate to. Because I'm saying things that they can relate to. And I'm just shooting off my iPhone. And so I'm showing that this is doable. And like, I just want to inspire people to like just be themselves and just like, do their own thing.
Is that your gift as a rapper, your relatability? Because my thing is, right, and I want to get into like your creative process. Because one of the things you do is you have people comment what they want you to make the song about. And then I don't know what was the creative process like.
So the hardest part about my creative process is coming up with the idea, right? So with me responding to the comments, well, with people like giving me the ideas, it just eliminates the hardest part of it. So it's by design, but it's also me just trying to like fast forward this because that shit is so hard, and I'm gonna get depressed trying to figure out, trying to keep coming up with ideas. But what did you ask me?
So I feel like your biggest skill is relatability. And it's like, even with the podcast, bro, like I think you're a rapper.
Yes,
I like podcasts. I relate everything to podcasting. One of the reasons why Charlamagne the God is so good is because when he speaks for people. And I think that's what your music is. You're speaking for people. But how do you do that?
Honestly, I don't know how to answer that question. I think it's just like that's just how I'm built, where I'm just like, this is what I want to talk about. And I guess if I can't answer the question, my favorite rappers growing up were the people that did that too. So Kanye, with College Dropout up until now, really, to be honest, like his music was centered around different topics that we all go through as people. Wale, the same thing too. That's why there was a point in time where I sounded exactly like Wale. Now I sound a little bit like, I don't even know, but I used to sound.
You don't sound like
Piff
anybody.
Marti.
That's good. So I used to sound like Wale because I was just listening to him like super heavy. But those two alone and Lil Dicky just kept making songs about shit that we go through. I'm like, yo, I feel that, and I'm nice, so I think I could do that too. So. That's just like I want to help people too, and it's working.
Okay, so whatever day, night, you realize you're being reposted by, who was the first person to repost you? Taraji P. Henson?
No, she wasn't the first person. The first person to repost me that I noticed rather was Winston Duke. Like, just out of nowhere, I looked at my notifications. Shit was blowing up by then. It was like a day. It was 2 days after it blew up on TikTok. Winston Duke reposted a video. And then I'm like, nah, this ain't him. This is
a knockoff.
It's not M'Baku. But I went and it was him. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? Right?
What are you thinking at this moment when you
what
see
the
it?
fuck is going on? That's what I was thinking. Like, what's happening right now? And this is me. I'm at work when this happened too. Damn. So, and I shouldn't have been on.
Customers are not even getting the full experience anymore.
You think about quitting?
Huh?
You think about quitting?
Why would I answer that?
Employers are watching. But I know for a fact, niggas came up to you like, yo, what? Like, how does the tonal work? And you're not even.
I'm like, yo, that's dumb.
Show your phone, yo. You see what's going on?
You feel me? But that was the first one that reposted it, and I had experiences with like big organizations or like people of whatever, like sharing it, because like back in September the NFL shared my shit
I seen
on their thing. That was the first time that ever happened, so I did have some experience with it, and I thought this was just gonna be like a one-time celebrity repost. I'm like, yo, this is fucking dope. I'm very happy about this. Then Van Lathan, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then Taraji, what the fuck is going on? Then LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow. This nigga told me how to read, bro. You know what I mean? And he's reposting it too. So I'm like, yo, this is really dope. And what I think about it too, it's not like, oh, this guy is so talented, I have to share this. It is that, but it's like this guy just made something so important, and it made me feel something that I need to share this with the masses. And that's what I think. That's what makes it like warm in my heart, because I'm making something important.
I don't know if you look at it like this, but the fact that no one's seen you're talented was the talent. I don't know. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you made that and you intended to have that effect on people. So your talent being that, yo, I know how to put something together that people are gonna gravitate towards. But
it wasn't like, to me, I'm nice. Like, that's just like this is something that I know already, that I guess is old to me and something that I'm used to. But I'm still like it still blows my mind that people are receiving it in a way where they're like changing how they think because of it. Like, it's different to see somebody like freestyle like, yo, he's nice, I want to listen to, oh, that bar was crazy, oh. But it's different when, in comparison to that, than somebody DMing me like, yo, I cried for the first time in the last 2 years watching this song, listening to the song. Crazy. Yo, bro, you made me feel again.
Is that from the Boys Do
Boys
Cry?
Do Cry. That was from Boys Do Cry. But then Black Hair had the same kind of effect too. And then what other songs? I mean, I don't know. But it's
I'm not gonna lie, with the Boys Do Cry thing, like Malcolm knows this, like probably like a good month and a half ago, I was going through like just mental fog. Like, you know what I mean? Feel like I was breaking down, I was crying and shit. Like, and I'm happy that I didn't run into your song before that. You know what I mean?
How come?
Because I'm happy I got there by myself.
Oh, okay.
And when I listened to it, I was like, boys should cry.
That's good.
And this is why, because when you have shit pent up for too long that you never address, you can really crash. And you sometimes you feel like something is wrong with you. You know what I mean? So that's a powerful message.
Crashing into yourself, crashing into your people, crashing into like...
That's the most important part, isn't it? That you really could fuck up a lot of relationships
you fuck up
that you
everything,
have.
bro, just because you didn't like process the feelings.
And I like the message you had behind it when you explain that it's okay to cry.
It's okay.
Like, it's okay to, you're telling people to feel it. Don't shy away from it. Don't think you're some Mr. Tough Guy. You're a superhero. Feel what's going on.
But mind you, this is not the first time there was a song that's like that. But I think
true.
That's why I think it was important for me to like not make it corny, because I think if it was corny, people wouldn't like receive it that way.
How do you not be corny? Nothing you do is corny. I never view... You talk about the woke of the wokest, which a lot of people come off as corny. How do you avoid that?
I'm pausing because I'm about to give away the source, and I don't know if I want to.
No, come on, Piff. This is what the people are tuning in for.
You know what? All right,
But they
fine.
can't be you, Piff.
They can't be me. So
And by the way, Charlamagne and them always say, you know you're talented,
Yeah,
bro.
they're
There's
not
no
gonna
sauce
steal.
you could give away.
Yes,
You're
alright.
special.
So the way that I do it, right? The idea starts off like however it starts off, and honestly, if you just dance and curse, it just stops being corny. No cap, bro.
Respect.
And then make the beat fire too. Like I noticed that a lot of like woke songs, or quote unquote woke songs with a message, have like this very like very boring beat. That that's how bluntly I could put it. It's just pretty boring. And I know music once didn't have lyrics. It was just beats. So I think it's the most important thing, regardless of what's being said on the song. The beat has to be fire. It has to slap. It has to be to me. It has to be something that people could either like dance to or just like groove to, but not just head bop to. It has to be like something that makes you feel something without the words, and then you just build up from that.
And that's your boy, Stoic Beats. Am I saying that right?
Stoic Beats, yeah, he's nice. Like that. I think two of my most popular songs came from beats that he made. That's crazy.
So if I'm not mistaken, what you're saying is that when you dance, it shows people that you're not trying to be serious.
When you dance well.
When you
When you dance well.
When you dance well, and you are if you guys didn't know, you should let the people know. Why don't you start back dancing for real? Show them that you're a triple threat: actor, rapper, and dancer.
I'm giving the element of surprise.
Okay.
Okay.
To put it like that, to put it lightly.
Yo, okay. Piff got the mat. He got a
Piff
board
really got
in his room. He got this shit drawn out. This man's a mathematician right here.
Really got the master plate in there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you dance while you're saying some serious shit, it doesn't seem like you're trying to take yourself serious.
Correct. I think so too.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that's actually a good point. When I hear songs with a message, people tend to have like a God complex as they're saying it. Like, listen to me because I know
Smart.
it all. I read books.
That's me.
Listen to me because I read. That's how they come off, and I don't want to come off that way. Now, listen, I do read. I do all those things, but I don't want it. I never wanted to make it seem like I'm preaching to you. I wanted to seem like I'm a friend that's putting you onto some shit that I got put onto, and I don't want to hold this information to myself. And I think it's coming across that way too, because people just feel it as opposed to like feel like they looking up at me. They're looking at me like here. That's how I feel. That's why I want it to come across as. So like I'm like one of the homies just telling you some shit that you need to know. And it's always gonna be like that. And I think that's why it's working too.
Let's backtrack a little bit. We touched on something that was very important. You said that sometimes you're unhappy. You're a boy. You don't know how to cry. You don't know how to express your emotions, and you take those emotions out sometimes you don't know. You don't like. You're literally not even paying attention to yourself.
Right.
Especially when you're a young man, you don't understand who you are. You don't understand how your actions hurt people. Have you ever been in that situation where you were unaware of how the way you were acting affecting people and maybe destroying relationships?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's much less now, just because I put in that work to like process my emotions and understand why I'm doing something or why there's a certain behavior or whatever like that. But growing up all the time, like, there was friendships that I broke up just because they cut my ass and I took it personally and I just said something real mean to them just because I was insecure about what they said.
And you never considered how you made them feel?
No, I didn't. I don't give a fuck.
When did you come to the point of realizing how your actions make people feel?
I don't think there was a certain moment. Like, it just, I guess, like, one day I noticed that I wasn't being like that anymore. Because I just started putting in the work to not be like that after.
What was the motivation to put in the work, though?
My relationship, honestly, my relationship with my fiance. Like, this is someone who, for the first time, I'm actually around someone so much that I notice how the way that I speak to them or the way that I act affects them personally. And noticing that made me notice how it is with anybody I come across. Because, like, I grew up not by myself, but I lived by myself. You know, what am I trying to tell you? Because I had siblings, but you only grow up with yourself. Is what I'm saying.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's different when you have like a union and you have to, like, you know, consider other feelings and just not be a loner all the time.
Especially in your situation where I know you didn't have a horrible childhood, but you talk, especially in music, you talk about some traumatic experiences. Yeah. You shell up, and anything. Absolutely. The only thing that matters is you at a certain point.
Straight like that, and I got used to that because it was normal to me. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I got older and started talking about the things that I went through as a child or things that I do where people was like, yo, don't do that. That's not okay. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to do that. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm listening to it, but I was still hard-headed, but like in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, this is not normal. Let me try to fix this.
I think that's the benefit of having like the type of relationship you have. I would say, you know, your fiance, your whole soulmate, is someone there to correct you on the way you making her feel, and she's gonna say something about it. I don't like when you do this, or she brings it up, and it's like, oh, it was affecting her bad,
like that.
Yeah.
That's really.
And then when you talk to someone else, you go, all right, I want to make sure I don't want to have that I can't speak to representation on that person.
Jordan Peterson, the guy, you know Jordan Peterson is?
Yeah.
I fucking love this guy. I can't speak enough about him. But that's one of the things he says. He's like, he doesn't truly believe someone can be a whole human being without being in a relationship, because it's literally like iron sharpening iron. And when you have someone there to constantly hold you to your shit, and that, you know what I mean? A lot of relationships are superficial. One of the deepest relationships is a romantic relationship, because you guys are around each other so much. You guys know the deepest and darkest secrets. You knows what she hates about you, what you hate about her. And it's literally like, yo, all right, we're grinding now.
I don't hate anything about you.
Cap, but look, that's why he came with the socks hat. Cap. No, I'm playing.
But no, my fault. Go ahead.
No. But yeah, real shit. Like, being in a relationship is good, and it sounds like you young men aren't using your woman as a tool to help you sharpen. Now, I'm sure they have the same thing to say.
I think it's vice
versa, both ways.
But I'm gonna disagree with saying, like, you say you're not a whole person unless you're in a relationship. That's what he said.
Yeah, he believes you're lacking if you're not in a romantic relationship.
It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be like your brother.
True.
And y'all holding each other accountable. And you got to also understand there's like twins that exist too, who are growing up with each other, and they're sharpening each other's swords. Also, I'm gonna disagree with that. I do think you need someone who's like your accountability partner at all times, but it doesn't have to be a romantic.
I'm happy you disagree with me, because there's a lot of things I disagree with you, and I'm gonna talk about some of them on the podcast today too.
I'm ready for that.
Let's go. I don't want to be like a dick. You know what I mean? I want you to feel welcomed. I'm not trying to be as argumentative as I usually am. But you know,
but it's all different perspectives. I don't care.
But I was hyper argumentative. Like, that was one of my character defects. I would argue shit that I don't even believe just cause.
That's bad.
It's horrible. It's horrific. But
Piff,
go ahead. What's up?
But Your phone buzzing like that. Is there a point you just turn it off? Or what do you do? Because I feel like a lot of people haven't got to that level where they know, well, all the social media is that on every aspect, every social media is ring, notification after notification.
I'm learning to deal with it. Like,
but what does it look like on your phone when you see it? Is it?
It's just
bing, 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 bing.
Like, I've always had my notifications off though. Like
Okay.
before shit started getting popping. So I'm still. It's not like I have to open the app to see it. But that doesn't stop me from not opening the app. You know what I mean? Like I still open the app and just like scrolling through, seeing the messages or the comments. There's some comments I just don't see just because there's a bunch of comments coming through. But to answer your question, I'm still trying to figure it out. If I could be transparent, it's so much happening that I do have to take a step back and just not use my phone. So that's why when I'm in the crib, I don't use my phone that much. When I'm outside, I do, which I'm trying to stop too, just because I noticed that when I'm on my phone, I stop myself from like having an imagination. Just
You stop thinking.
Yeah, because I'm just interrupting myself while looking at my phone. So it's something I'm working on, to be honest. Like, but this never happened to me, so that's why I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like all these people just actually fucking with my work, but I gotta find a balance.
Now that's a great question, right? Because we know a lot of celebrities, they get famous and they get lost in that like celebrity life. And I'm thinking now, I'm so happy that you're in a good place. You talk about in your music how much you've grown over the past couple of years. You're in a happy relationship, and now that this is happening to you, you understand that there are things outside of what's happening for you to be happy about and for you to latch onto. Because think about it, if you were in a bad place in life, everything else is shitty. And now this is happening. You're gonna dive in 100%.
Dive in everything, literally and figuratively too, bro. Like I've watched so many interviews where people who get famous and then they just get caught up in all that shit. And there's a battle in my head where I'm like trying to balance being here, but also being back home too, where I'm still like trying to have some sense of normalcy too. And it's kind of difficult. But to touch on what you said, if I was in a bad place, I would just get lost. I'll be just talking to the devil all the time.
Do you think that's a challenge though, to have one foot in and one foot out? Like that's the saying. Like,
it's not. It's no, it's not. It's a bit challenging, but it's not as hard as it would have been if I was in the worst place in my life. Like I consciously told myself to be grounded. Get closer to the people that I'm already close to, because when shit start popping off, everybody's gonna try to be my friend. I won't know who's who. I won't know who's here for what. But at least I have this group of people who I know and trust, and who's gonna keep treating me like Shaquille. And I need that. Absolutely need that. And then they're congratulating me, but they're like, "Yo, nigga,
That's lit.
what's up? What you
good?
What you trying to do?" Like,
how about this, right?
yeah.
As you said, you've lost friends before. What about if you do something to lose one of these friends? Like a normal relationship would end. Yeah. But because you're a millionaire or billionaire, Piff Marti now, they stay there. So someone who you once considered a real friend, mindset might have changed on you, but they're still around.
I mean, if I notice it, then I'm gonna address it. But if I don't notice it, that's what happens when you trust somebody. Like.
That's called getting stabbed in the back, right?
Yeah.
Because you trust somebody and they fuck you over.
But like I said, I have a great group of friends who I feel like I'm gonna be friends with for the rest of my life, just because of just what we've been through, how we interact with each other. Is definitely love there. And we like most of my friends knew me before I rapped. Seriously, at least, you know what I mean. Like we bonded. We met that had in a situation that had nothing to do with music. So we just got close. And I don't even talk about my career with my friends that much. It's really just like friendship, really. Like it's very normal. So I don't feel like I'm gonna be backstabbed, but nobody does.
Exactly.
Nobody does. But I have a very strong feeling that my friends that I have now are gonna be friends for life, just because I built that foundation with them.
Does any of your friends have any takes in your music or
what you
visuals?
mean?
Like, do they help you with lyrics or how to edit?
Very, very rarely, because like I do it all myself. Like but I say some of the ideas came from them. That's nice. Like the black hair idea came from my fiance after we had a conversation about just hair. Like I asked her like, "Yo, what's what's 4C? What does that mean? What is that? And she just broke it down. I'm like, yo, niggas don't know this. So I need to do something that talks about that. Or like Boys Do Cry was an idea that came from my friend. Now, like the comment that made me re-upload it was another comment that asked for this song. I'm like, yo, I have this song. Let me just give it to you. But the idea came from a friend. So like, I'll say, yeah, they do help.
That's good.
Yeah, but not like, yo, I want to help on your music. I'm just like asking, yo, what y'all talking about? And then, boom.
Okay.
One of the dopest things about you, and I want you to like really get into this because I believe you can help like a lot of people. In your music, what I hear a lot of times is past insecurities and maybe past things that made you depressed. Like in Whoa, I believe you talked about how people used to see you and your light-skinned brothers. Your brothers are light-skinned, right? Mm-hmm. And they would say you're the ugly one. Is that what they say?
Mm-hmm. Or either say that or like inadvertently, like backhand
compliment kind of thing. And I'm sure that destroyed you as a kid.
Yeah.
What? First of all, what? And the reason I bring this up is because when people see Piff Marti, bro, they see confidence. You exude confidence. I believe with the questions you put up, one of the people asked you like, "Yo, how are you so confident and comfortable with yourself?" Mm-hmm. And it wasn't always like that. It was a process.
It was a process.
Absolutely. So talk about that process.
So where do I start with it? So
where did the issue start at first? How were you feeling? When did you realize you had like an insecurity issue?
When I like in high school.
Okay.
And this is like I'm 27, so high school was like 10 plus years ago, right? But I noticed that just because of how I would react to certain situations, I wasn't comfortable talking to strangers. If there was a girl I like, I just wouldn't talk to her, or I'll act like I don't like her at all just to like prevent myself from being rejected. And I will have this attitude towards people that I meet too, whether it's a celebrity, whether it's like somebody who I admire, or just like trying to make a new friend. I would just not be able to like, I will freeze up. Mm-hmm. And mind you, when I'm on stage, it's never like that. But when it just comes to real life shit, I just had trouble with that. We talked about this on the other podcast. Like psychedelics helped out a lot because what psychedelics do, it just makes your brain malleable again, and you just like able to like reshape the way that you think. And it helped me just like let go of like my ego. So people think ego is something that makes you like seem even more confident, but my ego just prevented me from putting myself out there.
Your ego was a mask for the hurt boy that was inside.
It was a mask, but it was also a blocker. Cause I just didn't want my ego hurt, so that's why I didn't like take steps into like just situations that I would take else. What am I trying to tell you? Situations that will possibly have me face rejection. Yeah, I would avoid because I didn't want my ego hurt. Because I knew I wasn't confident in myself. Mm-hmm. Right. So what the psychedelics did was just like killed my ego and made shit not that deep anymore. I'm like, yo, it's not that deep. And I'm preventing myself from just like, from growth. You know what I mean? I was afraid to be vulnerable, pun intended. Like, I just didn't want to be hurt. But I'm like, you're going to get hurt if you're trying to do something. Yeah. It's just going to happen. Or it won't happen. You don't know the answer. And I cannot predict the future, nor can I change the past. So let me just be present. If shit go well, it goes well.
What was game right there? If they needed that.
Well, what were some of the insecurities that bothered you?
Being dark skinned. The way I looked at being dark skinned in the past, just because of how I grew up and being compared to light skinned people and my light skinned brothers. At a point of time, me being short. You know what I mean, like I just
feel you on that.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5", 5'7" in the hills.
That's good.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that.
But nah, that was a thing too. Like, you know, just because people make comments on it, like I would care about people like saying stuff about me. But it's not. None of this shit is deep. None of this shit is real. I don't give a fuck.
But let's not say it's not deep and it's not real, because there are some people out there that suffer with these things, so it's very real for them.
For them is the key word. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all perspective. So to me, it's not. Like it's real.
To you now, it's not.
To me now, it's not. But it should have been like that before. What makes it real just by standards, right? So perfect example is that a beauty standard in America is different from a beauty standard in, say, China, right? And all that changed was just the location and the perspective.
Right.
So, say if I grew up in a place where short, dark-skinned people are like gods, I wouldn't have felt that way growing up. Which shows me that like this shit isn't real, just all perspective. And if my perspective of myself is the most important thing, so let me just focus on that, and shit gonna be lit. And now shit is lit. You know what I mean?
What was the actual work you had to do? Because it wasn't that easy. It wasn't just like
it wasn't that easy, but I have to put it in practice too.
Right.
There was this, I forgot who said this. This actually helped change it too. Somebody said, all you need is 20 seconds of confidence and you could change everything. Just be confident for 20 seconds, right? Just walk into a situation with the most confidence for 20 seconds, and it's the first impression if somebody's meeting you for the first time, and then you can just build momentum off of that and just keep going and keep going. Then you start getting comfortable in your situation. Like, all right, cool. I belong here. Your chest is up. You know what I mean? Like you feel like, I realized my posture is bad once I started doing this. I'm like, yo, this is a lot better.
a lot better, right?
Yeah.
You can breathe better.
But yeah, you just doing that, just making myself uncomfortable. Just putting myself in situations where I have to like make a decision, and I just started getting used to it.
What's an example? Like 20. You said do 20 seconds of feeling confidence.
A perfect example is just me posting my videos.
Okay.
Like posting my videos and just not caring about the results.
Okay.
I'm just posting it, good or bad. If anybody like it, I'm gonna fuck with you. If you don't like it, well, niggas don't like shit sometimes. That's
go listen to someone else.
That's
what
it
like
is.
Me sometimes.
That's what it is. And just like, that's a perfect example, because I used to care. Like whenever I dropped in the past, I'm like, yo, I gotta read all the comments. I hope every review is good. Oh, if that one dislike, 1,000 likes, but that one dislike, You know what I'm saying? But like now it's like, whatever, niggas don't like shit all the time. But I had to make myself okay with that, and the only way I could be okay with that was by putting myself in that situation to just get used to it.
Jordan Peterson, he was talking about people who have like fear of public speaking, and a big part where you could see is like, you know, college parties people go, and some people you can tell like they're just not comfortable interacting with people. And he said the most important thing is stop thinking about what you're thinking about, because then you get into the negative loop. It's like if I tell you don't think about somebody getting shot in the head, you're gonna start thinking about, oh shit, somebody got shot in the head.
We all did it just now too.
So you're nervous. You go in a room and you're, oh shit, fuck, I'm nervous. Oh, Piff Marti's, I don't want. Oh shit. Get out of that. Just, you know what I mean? Go in with that 20 seconds of confidence and focus on Piff Marti. You know what I mean? And that was powerful to me, because when I was in college, I'm a lot more comfortable talking to people now. But when I was in college, I felt awkward talking to people at, you know, parties and shit. Yeah. And that's an insecurity.
About parties?
It's an insecurity about who you are. Is it?
Yeah. I think so too, because like I use parties. I'll use parties as an example. I wish I was as confident as I am now back then, because then shit, you know. But
body count would have been crazy for my man's the body count would have been. He would have been getting mad, exposing videos like
that's not what I said.
He's not all about black power. Let me tell you what he did to me.
This is not what I said.
I just said all of that. He actually was a white woman. Now I'm playing.
Imagine. No, let's not get into that. But if I had the confidence that I have now, back then, it would have been. I think it would have been better. What was I about to say before we got into that rant about shit that I didn't say?
We were talking about how you. Well, the conversation was how you got over your insecurities.
Oh yeah, so like if it is an insecurity thing when you go into parties where you just feel uncomfortable because you're like, yo, it's all fear of rejection. Yeah. I think in the grand scheme of things, it's all fear of rejection. That's why sometimes you don't apply to a job because you don't think you're gonna get it out of the 25 people that apply, or you don't do this competition because you're like, nobody's gonna like this because you're just afraid of rejection. And it's funny that we always think of the possibility of rejection, but never the possibility of it actually working out. Yeah. Because you don't feel like you deserve for it to work out. And nobody admits that, but that's really the reason, because why else would you feel like it won't work out?
That's how I felt with a few weeks ago. I was supposed to do stand-up the first time, you know what I mean? And just insecurities are fucking killing me. Oh, you're not funny. The shit that you're writing is ridiculous. You know what I mean? You're like, your stage presence is gonna be horrible. You're gonna get nervous, and I'm just eating myself up to the point where I couldn't even bring myself to go on stage. And that's something I had to accept. And I'm like, gotta work on that. What is that? Because that seems like something that's going to prevent me from my ultimate success. Because it's gonna rear its ugly heads in other forms of life.
Yep.
Where I refuse to put myself in a stressful situation just because I'm nervous or just because I'm insecure of how I'm gonna perform. Like, fuck that. You're not gonna be good on the first try.
Or you are.
Or you might be. I might go in there and be Dave Chappelle.
Better than Dave Chappelle. You're gonna be Nick Johnson.
You see what I'm saying?
Nick Johnson on the scene.
And I was telling Mal this too. Like, for me, this is the thing about insecurity. I think insecurity is just something you got to exercise, man. Like you were saying, like, put yourself in stressful situations, and we talked about that this morning. Just continuously put yourself in stressful situations, and then stressful situations become comfortable.
Be uncomfortable, and it ends up being comfortable. And I missed something that because you brought up a point that made me think about something else that helped. As I kept meeting people that like have a higher status, so to speak, I realized that they are insecure as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, everybody's like this. Yeah. And they still doing it. They still like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna just put it out. Press the button, close my eyes, see what happens. Right, that's what they're doing. So I'm like, why won't I do that?
Bro, the baddest girls. This was an eye opener for me.
Bro.
Thing.
I know exactly
what the baddest girls that post these thirst traps on IG, and you're like, yo, why is she so bad? She was insecure about posting that picture. She was like, oh my god, do you think I look good? Look, you know what I mean? Everyone feels like
everybody feels like that, and there's comfort in that. There's like, wow, all right, cool. Then you know. They're human. I'm human too. So we still here, regardless of follower count or streams or whatever. We're still on this level as just being humans. And once you understand that, regardless of the masses not understanding or not, once you understand that, it just makes it a lot easier. Because now you're just doing human shit. That's how you realize like all this shit isn't real. This is all metrics. And I mean, of course, it translates into money and whatever. But just like ignore that part and just put it on a human level. You're just sharing your work. You're just trying to share your work and find the people who fuck with it at the same time too, and it just wouldn't, and it ends up not being that deep.
Nah, I like that. You're sharing your work.
That's it. You're just sharing your work.
Nice and simple.
Have you ever been suicidal, Piff Marti?
No. I've been at a point where I'm like, I don't want to be here, but not. It hasn't ever gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna do it. It never was I'm gonna kill myself. It was like, I want to be here. And sorry, trigger warning for people that go through that, who's dealing with that right now. But it was never a point where I'm like, you know. How about y'all?
I would say similar to you, where it's like growing up my whole life, I was like, man, suicide is stupid. Like, why the fuck would you ever kill yourself? And then sometimes you get down and it's like, oh shit, I see why people do it.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never that, I'm thinking about ending it, but it's like, damn. Imagine if I feel like this and I can objectively look around and be like, I'm good. Imagine people whose lives are really fucked up and they really don't see a way out of this shit. And they can't go on YouTube and find someone who's experiencing the same thing that they are. Because there's some people out there with really fucked up lives. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I get it. And there was one point where I was feeling like this, and I was talking to my aunt, and she told me a story about a girl literally my age, just graduated college. She was in the military, then she got a promotion, killed herself. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? You never know who's gonna, you know what I mean? You never know who's gonna get that bug. And I look at it like a bug. It's a mental illness, I feel like.
Why is it up?
To just have that complete lack of an objective perspective. And not to say you are to be blamed for that. I think it's a mental illness. Like, that's how I look at it. Maybe I'm incorrect.
I don't think when it comes to opinions of that, there's like a correct or incorrect answer. It's all perspective and opinion. You know what I mean? My opinion on that though isn't that it's a mental illness. I think it's just like I look at things on just the simplest form. Niggas just get tired of shit, bro. Niggas just want to quit sometimes. Like it's easy to quit a job or whatever, but sometimes people just want to quit life because they're like, yo, this is a lot right now.
And when I say mental illness,
that.
I don't mean like something that you can't control. It's like, yo, as you said, it's too much. Sometimes you can overwork your body and make yourself ill.
I'll say it's mental fatigue.
Mental fatigue.
I wouldn't say it's mental illness.
Mental fatigue.
Like,
mental fatigue.
It kind when you say mental illness, it kind of puts like things like schizophrenia and then being depressed in the same umbrella under the same thing, and they're all different things too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody else has another perspective on that too, and they're wrong. I'm wrong to them. So it just be like that.
And the reason I asked you that question is because on Boys Do Cry, you said, look at his eyes, full of pain, a victim inside, but shedding tears, feeling your fears isn't advised. Yet the suicide rate amongst men is still a surprise.
So my favorite line of that song,
probably my favorite line from you, especially after I did my research.
Appreciate you. And it was the suicide rate among men is significantly higher than women. Because the reason I learned that was because I took a gerontology class and when I went to college. And gerontology is the study of senior citizens, because we end up discarding senior citizens when they get old. Like we just treat them like they never existed for whatever reason, bro. Right? That's a whole nother conversation.
It's sad.
But we was looking into statistics, and women live longer than men for so many different reasons. A lot of people think it's because of us just doing dangerous shit, which we do. But another part of it is just the rate that we kill ourselves because of us not processing our emotions. Like as a collective, that's just something that we're not taught to. It's changing now, but we're just not taught to do that. And then there's a lot of pressure being a man that we're not always allowed to complain about. Well, we're not all allowed to talk about because it's seen as complaining. Yeah. But if we let that out, we probably can have, some community or find people that actually feel the same way that we do. But just because we don't talk about it, we feel like we're alone. And then it'll lead to men of that age or just letting it go.
That's the number one thing they say. Loneliness. Mm-hmm. And I don't even think that's a physical loneliness. That's you putting yourself in a box. Because of the male ego. Mm-hmm. We're talking about ego. You sometimes seclude yourself.
When you think of a loner, you think of a man or a woman?
A man.
Mm-hmm. It's always a man that's like the loner type. When it's a girl, it's like she's alone. When it's a man, he's a loner. Like it's by choice but you know what? I feel like it's an ego thing, and it's also something that we're not allowed to not be. Like it's kind of cool to be a loner.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah,
even though it is.
It is, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Like what's good? What, like, say you get successful and you're by yourself. You lit but by yourself?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And then just imagine not being lit and you're by yourself. Like it's never. I don't think it's ever good to be a loner.
It's not.
Just because
it's not
community
good.
Is important.
Yeah, it is. Let's look at it from this perspective.
Go ahead.
It's not good to be a loner, but what if you end up being alone? As you said, people kill themselves when they're alone.
Yeah.
So maybe if you're comfortable, you can prevent that. Because I feel like at some point in life, we all are alone, whether that's literally or just perspective-wise.
When it's by choice, again, perspective. When it's by choice, you just like to recharge by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But it's always good to have like somebody that you could turn to and just say something to. I'm gonna use myself for example. Now I told Mal about this earlier today, and it's crazy how I came up among this, bro. I was just podding in the room by my dolly, and I just be talking. You know what I mean? And I came up on this, and I'm like, yo, I never realized that about myself. So we were talking about valuing relationships, and when you're young, sometimes you can not put the proper value on certain relationships, and you end relationships for stupid things because you don't understand the true value. And I feel like that was a big part of who I was. I loved people. I felt love inside for them. But on your first interview here, you was like, yo, you got to show people that you love them. Just loving them is not enough. Mm-hmm. And I feel I didn't do enough of the showing.
And I realized that coming from Trinidad when I was 13, in my most formative years, I was by myself. Someone who's accustomed to being around a big family all the time. I am from a huge family. I moved to America. I'm by myself. My mom is working 60 hours a week, and she's a full-time student. Don't see her that much. Even though she was the best mother in the world, don't see her that much. I'm by myself, don't have any family, don't have any aunts, any uncles, any friends. And a lot of times I didn't have Wi-Fi or fucking cable.
So what did you do?
Nothing. And that's why I fell into this thing where I was a loner even if people were around me. And I always, speaking about ego and speaking about protruding this aura of invincibility, I did that because I felt like, in life it always just comes down to you and you can't depend on anybody. Even though I didn't know that that's what I believed. I recently came to the realization like, oh shit. You don't open up to people. You don't bring your problems to people. People think you're invincible. I've had someone tell me that, like, yo, nigga, I never knew you had problems, bro. Like, you don't talk about it. You don't even, you give off this aura of invincibility, and it was a defense mechanism for that situation I was in. Mm-hmm. But I was saying that to say this, like, in that moment of me living life like that, being a loner served me well. You know what I mean?
But before people told you like, yo, I didn't know you was going through problems, did you feel like people cared?
No.
So my follow-up question is like, do you think that did it help, like being a loner? Because you was under the impression that people didn't even care if you was going through something.
I thought it helped.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized it didn't. And the only reason why I thought people didn't care is because I never opened up to people, and I thought people didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Keyword is thought. I'm not saying people don't, because I have a great group of people that love and care about me, but once again, we can become victims of perspective, bro. And my perspective was that, who the fuck do I go to for problems? Oh, how about your mom?
Yeah, mind you have these people. You have these people to go to. You just don't think that they care.
You feel me? So I don't know.
What about you? Like, you ever had that situation where you where you consider yourself as a loner, or ever considered yourself as a loner?
Yeah, I'll say I was a loner. I'm more. I get it from my pops. Like, you just deal with shit on your own. I open up to Serena a few times. Like, that's the person I go to open up. So definitely my lady. Like, certain situations you open up, I'll open up to her. Other than that, I don't open up to no one else. But you get that feeling. Because, like, even growing up, I'll talk about football, like, just friends in general. Like, some people, they'll be cool with you when it's football season. And then when it's out of football season, it's like, oh, I don't know you. So at that young age, I'm like, all right, bro. Like,
that's how it is.
Yeah.
And now you got to be on your own.
Yeah, you're going to be on your own. It's like, all right, now you got to figure out who do you really trust and get breakdowns to and stuff like that.
And that's how I was when I got kicked off Utica football team. I'm like, yeah, it's just me again. But I've been here before. Yeah. And that's why when I got kicked off the football team, like, I never talked about football. I never complained about not being on a football team. I've been here before. Yeah. It's just been me before. Now we rocking. And I was comfortable in that position. And I had a girlfriend, like you said, so I felt like, fuck the world. I have one person I can open up to, and that's enough. Yeah. I think that's why.
Sometimes it is enough, but sometimes it's not.
Yeah. I think that's why a lot of men get heartbroken. I've always tried to figure out, why do men get more heartbroken when things doesn't work out with a certain female, or a certain female doesn't bag? I think most men are closed off to the world, and then you find a girl and you are the most vulnerable person to her. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And then when that person is not there anymore, it's like, your world floor fell from
This is what it's like to be vulnerable? Fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
Never again.
So now this is one of the things I wanted to joust with you a little bit about. You have that song that talks about men who they get their heart broken once.
Yeah.
Who hurt you, right? Mm-hmm. And you're basically telling men like, yo, cut that shit out. Being hurt is not cool.
That's not what I said.
Explain to me. What's that song about?
It's about, like, hating all women because you got hurt by one when you was like 14. That's not a way to move, because that translates into everything else you do. Like, you got fired from a job when you were 18 That's like getting fired from a job when you was 18 and not ever applying for a job ever again. that's how it is. It just doesn't make that much sense. Now, I understand it, but the way you process it is just by processing it, not just closing yourself off and just being like a shitty person to the next person that you deal with. That's really what it is.
Don't be
so
bitter.
It's not like not applying to a job. It's like applying to a job and then going to work and fucking all this shit up just because of what your last job did.
Fuck this boss. Because I'm the boss.
Just showing them like,
First day on the job.
That's what Who Hurt You is about. It's like how you treat people or whoever you're into because of something that happened to you before.
And I agree. Yo, all your songs I agree with. The only things I be having sometimes is that's the perfect world. You know what I mean? And not being bitter at all about an ex fucking you over is the perfect world. But let's see.
But it's not about not being bitter. Be bitter. Be sad. Be mad about it. Like, yo, fuck that bitch. But not fuck
the other
next
bitches.
One. Or everybody that comes across. Because, that's the problem I have when it comes to, and it's not just men. It's like, I guess I was talking to a man in that song. But if I do finish the song, there's a woman's perspective as well. I should have never gave that away. But whatever.
Oh, y'all see what you doing? He dropping part 2s and everything. Nick and Mal got it first. Let's go.
We got the sauce.
I may not said
We
that.
appreciate that.
We could cut it out, Piff.
No, you don't have to cut it
appreciate
out.
it.
But I'm saying, like, it's just like, Who Hurt You is about, because it's called Who Hurt You because it's just like funny to say, like, oh, who hurt you? Like why you acting like that?
Why you mad?
But like, you don't just treat people. If you're angry, don't treat somebody who didn't have anything to do with the reason why you're angry poorly.
Yeah,
they didn't have nothing to do with that. That's your experience with this person. Deal with it with this person, or if you can't deal with it with this person, deal with it within yourself, so you don't act the same way that the person that hurt you did to the next person.
And even further than that, don't hurt yourself. My mom always tells me this: don't rob yourself of love because you're bitter about your past relationship.
That is.
Because that's not only do you hurt other people, you end up hurting yourself.
That
because
is.
You're 50 and now, nigga, you dolly.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to be at the bar by yourself at 50.
The thing is, when you have a shorty at 23 and you 50 and it don't work no more, she know your body. You feel me? She respects you all for that. But you can't be dating at 50. You can't impress none at 50.
That's a fact, bro.
How do you make a girl fall in love with you at 50?
Money.
No, his point just brought up to circle back on how we treat old people.
Yeah.
Yo, your life is not over when you 50, bro.
That's true.
Yo,
piping life is.
Yo, with technology,
Not
it
worse
probably
than my
isn't either
grandfather.
too.
Oh yeah, his grandfather is
Pop
a
a
dog.
Blue Chew, you lit, bro. That's it. Or get the honey or whatever.
Nah, 50 is gassing it, but eventually
It's
it
like
ends.
70.
And maybe as a man, like you young men you guys are in faithful relationships. Your meat might still work, but who's to say your shorty wants to have sex at 55? She might not.
But the companionship isn't only about sexual intimacy.
It's not
you know
at
what
all.
I mean? Like
Absolutely
when
not.
you 60 and you're gonna see a 58-year-old and she like her cane look nice or whatever, and you like, yo, she probably knit her sweater, and you're like, yo, I fuck with that. You be knitting, and then y'all just talking now. You know what I mean?
Yo.
like I'm sure situations like that happen, but we just don't care about older people the way that we should, even though they're the wisest people because they went through the most.
You know what's
when
crazy?
Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but even at the gym, like I just speak to older people just because I know a lot of old people there. Well, it's a lot of young people at the gym, and older people are not going to speak to them unless spoken to. So I make sure I speak to the old people because I know they got game in life in general, and I want that.
And even to
I need that.
Even to the point, like people, I don't know if you've seen the video we posted on IG with the old dude working out. People might thought I was making fun of him or gassing him. Me and this dude was literally standing there speaking for 30 minutes, middle of my workout, and I was happy to do it because he's dropping gems. I work in a hospital with a lot of older people. All they do is drop gems. They will switch your perspective in a minute.
Just like that. Most of the most valuable lessons I've learned in life came from people who were either 2 years older than me to 30 years older than me.
Which makes sense, right?
Yeah, because
they've experienced it all.
Like for some reason, when you're at a certain age, you go through the same shit. Everybody that age goes through the same shit. So it's dope when somebody who's older can talk about their experience at the age that I am now. So I can learn from either their mistakes or learn from the things that they did right. You know what I mean? It's just... Go ahead.
I definitely want to tell the young people, if you feel like you don't work at no hospital, there's not a lot of old people around you and everything, create a LinkedIn account and find old people on there. And I'm not saying like super old, you're not gonna find no 60, 70-year-old, but like older people working, you could easily find those type of people. Just send them a message. That's the point of LinkedIn. Send them a message like, yo, let's talk about what you do. And they're going to give you the game. That's it. So,
people like talking about themselves, bro.
Love it.
Just asking them about themselves. They're going to tell you.
Especially older people, because people don't really talk to them like that.
Exactly.
Just to put a button on the suicide situation.
I knew I was still talking about that.
Yeah. No, I had some stats here I definitely wanted to say, man. Like, men are 4 times as likely to kill themselves than a woman. There are on average 132 suicides per day in America. You know what I mean? Firearms are unfortunately used in a lot of them. And yeah, man, like on some real shit, if you're going through something, bro, talk to somebody. Because they might be the person that you need to talk you off of that ledge. And do it for yourself and do it for your people too. You know what I mean?
And I know why they don't, though. Because
it's embarrassing.
Yeah. Nobody, because you show a quote unquote weakness. Like there's something that's quote unquote wrong about you. So you don't want people to find out that that's happening. You rather just go out unscathed and have be held in this high regard or perceived high regard because you don't want people to know that, yo, I can't handle today right now.
It's kind of like unfortunate for gay men who are in the closet for the sole purpose of they know how people look at gay men. Yeah. And before they found out they were gay, they were talking shit about gay men. Yeah. And you know what I mean? They heard their friends, oh, look at that F word over there. Yeah. So it's like, oh shit, I know how people
I get why some people are just not comfortable talking about what they're going through because they actually heard people make fun of this situation. I say that to say,
do it for you and do it for your people.
Word. You just gotta still do it. And be uncomfortable.
White males, it's so funny. When Taraji posted the video, there was a comment under that was like, some white guy was mad. He was like, because she hashtag black mental health or something like that. Yeah. And dude was like, only black mental health matters, really? Like,
I believe he said it like that too. That's the crazy thing.
And he was tight. And that comment stood out to me when he said it. But then I was reading the stats, and white males are 7 out of 10 suicides are white males. Black men account for less than 10%. So technically,
I get
cultural appropriation if you're crying about suicide. As a black male, suicide is cultural appropriation. Nah.
That's a good stand-up joke. I ain't gonna
come on.
Put that in the book.
I'm confident now.
Definitely put that in the book.
He back.
You gonna get some ooh. But that shit, yeah.
I can't say that in front of a white crowd, though, right?
Yeah, you can. You can say that in front of anybody.
Okay.
Well, not anybody, but in a stand-up space, that probably would go. You probably should cut this part before somebody steals it.
Fuck it, bro.
Yeah, all right, fuck it.
I'm a creative. This is what I do.
To go back to what you were saying, like I really dislike when people all lives matter things. You know what I mean? Like, you know, say like for instance, and I'll just put it in another perspective. What's going on in Palestine, right? It'll be stupid of me to be like, oh, all genocides matter. That's fucking stupid. Black people being killed. Why should I worry about that? When you gonna talk about that, that's not what we're talking about. Yeah. So when people,
even though what you're saying is a fact,
it's a fact, but we're not talking about that.
It's ignorant.
Like, why would you interject with your? It's selfish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, anyway, what I'm saying is that like when I talk about black mental health, it's because, I thought about this earlier. Like it's when we talk about when I'm talking about black mental health or talking about way black people are treated in the education system, I'm not saying that it's not happening to white people. I'm not saying it's not happening to Mexican people. I'm just saying that it seems like nobody cares that it's happening to black people. Mm-hmm. That's really what.
And as a black person, I want to speak for black people.
That's it. And because it seems like nobody cares that it's happening to us. We all know it's happening to everybody, but it seems like nobody cares that it's happening to us, though.
And one of the biggest issues with being black in America is not having representation, right? And we feel comfortable and we accept messages when it's someone from our tribe. So you just
that's just what it is. That's really what it is, bro. And it just, that's human nature. I mean, it became human nature because I think race is a concept that just was created, but it just, it ended up being human nature that we just react to people differently when they look like us.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
What do you think people should be taught in school or curriculum?
I don't know.
You can keep it real basic,
Yeah,
like certain people or certain information.
I think if I can make it simple, I think we should definitely be taught about money because this is what runs the world, really. Like, just taught about how finances work. Mm-hmm. Not just math, because we're taught math. We're taught how to count it, but we're not taught how it works.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to debt, when it comes to taxes, when it comes to all sorts of things that we need to know, or we'll go to jail if we don't know it. But we're not taught in school, but we're taught other stuff. Psychology, not psychology. Well, maybe psychology. Psychology is very new still. Like, it's only less than 100 years old, or 100 years old now. But I can't answer that question. I don't know. I'm not in DOE, so I don't know.
Nah, it's all good.
But things are missing though.
That is a fact. And my take on it, money is the big solution to a lot of problems like this. I feel like anyone that gets paid, that's black, gets paid over $10 million, get taxed 1% on that, whatever they make a year. And that money, just 1%. All the people we know.
To go into like a black fund, is what you're saying.
For education. Yeah.
Continuing education.
And if you calculate that money with a lot of people, I think that would change things. The internet's changing things. Everyone knows we have Earn Your Leisure, and there's other platforms out there, the Black Wealth Renaissance. A lot of groups out there that are creating stuff to solve these problems. But I feel like with all the people we know that make millions of dollars that are our skin color, just taxing them 1% a year. That's
what Kwame Brown is exposing about these bitch ass niggas.
Yeah,
y'all niggas out here protesting with $100 million in the bank account. What the fuck is you doing? Word, you feel me?
I never had $100 million, so I can't say what I would or would not do.
You would give $1 million. I know you, Piff.
But that's a fact. I say that now as someone who doesn't have it. I'm someone who's empathetic, so I'm trying to and I'm not justifying them not giving money. One, I don't know what they're giving or not. True. Because, there's this thing where if you broadcast that you're giving away something, you look at it why are you telling us? Just do it. Why are you telling us? So I know a lot of them, I don't know, but I'm sure that a lot of them are giving money away. They're just not talking about it. Mm-hmm. But also, it's different when you have a certain amount of money and you give it away and it's like, it shit hurt. But not to justify it, I'm just seeing both sides as to why certain people just don't give away money. Especially if you have that much money and you're being taxed 40% of it, you're already giving away money. So you feel like you're doing your part as an American in helping the community. But it's a double.
And also, money is kind of like sugar, right? You crave sugar, and when you have some, you want some more sugar, and you never feel like you have enough. Yeah. Right? And money is kind of like that. Like, okay, you're broke now, but when you have 10 mil, you want 30. Mm-hmm. Man, you don't want to give... If you want to get 30, you can't give away 5 of your 10. You going to feel broke with that 5. So... But also, I feel like we have to call ourselves out. So one thing you said is that I'm saying that now as a person without money, that I would do that, but I don't know what I would do when I get in that situation. Well, you just got to be honest about who you are. Who you are is someone who would give that money. Now, if you get in that situation and change up, you got to hold yourself accountable for that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I wouldn't change up. We are all susceptible to being dirtbags. But at least knowing you being a dirtbag.
Mm-hmm. No, I personally don't think I'm going to be a dirtbag. Right. Exactly. I know I'm going to give away money. I know I'm going to. But I'm not going to give it to organizations just because people are telling me to. I'm going to give it to organizations I care about. I'm going to give it to the arts. I'm going to give it to foundations that feed people in need, like just food and stuff, like necessity stuff. But I'm still trying to figure out what I care about more. What I care about the most to give to, but I'm not just going to give to organizations just because people in my mentions like give to this. Why you don't give your money to this? You know what I mean?
A key thing. Go ahead. No. Finish.
I'm saying I think that's the disconnect with people because they don't know celebrities and they think celebrities have an unlimited amount of money. You have $100 million, give 99.
You still have $1 million.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's I get it in theory, but it's not that easy to do. And I think more people would understand if they have money. But at the same time, I do think it's important to share your wealth as much as you possibly can while still... That's another thing, too. These people with a lot of money, they're still feeding their family, too. So they can't just give away their money to everybody, or they can't take care of their family. And when I say family, I don't mean like their immediate family that's in the household. There's cousins, there's aunts, there's a lot of people that they're taking care of. So it's not that easy.
Have you thought about that when you do get rich? How far is the money gonna go? Because it's a lot of people that helps you, aunts and third cousins, and how far does the generosity go when you do get money?
I'm gonna be generous, but I'm not going to be blindly generous. I'm still gonna have to take care of myself and be very calculated. And one thing that I'm gonna do when it comes to that, I'm just gonna make sure that the people that I do give it to understand that how to flip it, how to turn it into something that they can then feed their family off of.
Teach them how to fish. Don't
teach them how to fish. But I'm gonna give them some fish, and I'm gonna give them the rod. But this is how you catch more fish.
Right.
That's I think, you know what I mean. And those that don't listen, I don't know.
We kind of just bumped into this conversation, but as you said, when you get rich, when you're not even questioning the fact that you are going to be rich, right? Did you know that? Did you know? I actually told when Alex was here, we was talking about this. Did you know if you know you're going to be successful and you think about success too much, you might be a narcissist?
Did I know that?
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's what Google is saying, bro.
What does that mean? Elaborate on that.
So apparently, one of the things with narcissism is people feel like they're owed things that they feel like the world owes them things. And one of the most potent ways of people believing that they are owed things is like becoming rich, having a lot of wealth. It's one of the things that we all chase from a very early age. And they said people who are too confident in the fact that they are going to be rich and feel like they know they are going to be rich and all they think about is success are narcissistic. Or at least that is a narcissistic personality. See if you can pull that up, man. Do you agree with that?
Possibly. I don't think.
Do you think you're a narcissist?
I don't think that's me. No, I do have narcissistic traits though. But I think with that description of what you just described, I don't think I'm like that because I don't think about success all the time. I think about playing basketball and like playing video games most of the time. Like I know the reason why I know I'm gonna make money is because of what I do and just seeing just simple math. Like I see the trajectory, I see what's happening, I know what's going on. But it's not something I'm thinking about all the time. Like I work hard, but it's because I like what I'm doing. I'm real simple, bro. It's like I'm not thinking about it like that. But I do think about it. Like I do pride myself on like, you know, being successful or getting to that point because that's just how the game is.
They are preoccupied with fantasies of success. He said you're going to be rich. Brilliance. He says you know you're nice with the words. Beauty. You know you a handsome motherfucker.
Skin glowing.
What if that's just being aware? You know what I'm saying? I just know what's going on.
That's why I kind of disagree with this. You know?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Because I was thinking, I'm like, damn, am I a fucking narcissist and shit? Bro, take advantage of others to get what they want. All right, that's crazy. Be envious of others and believe others envy them. Have you guys ever believed that people envy you? No, you've never believed that someone envied you?
But I think there's people that envy me, but it's not because of me, it's because of them. Like if you
But you believe though, because you don't know, but you believe.
I believe it.
Okay.
Because I think just like where I'm at and just how people perceive where I'm at, they're like, yo, I want that.
Insist on having the best of everything. For instance, the best car and the best office.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I just want things that. I mean, I guess I do want the best one, but not the. But no. Because when you said the best, the way I perceived that was they want the best to show. I want the best as far as like function is concerned.
Right.
Like, I want the best blender that blends the best. You know what I mean? Because I like my fruit blended properly. So that's why I want the best. But not just to show people, because then that's like that ties into the narcissism where you just want people to like treat you like a god.
Right.
I don't care. I just want to be comfortable and have, because money just buys you time, and that's why I want money, so I can have time to do things that I like doing, like playing basketball, skydiving. I haven't skydived yet, but I want to do that.
When you about to do that?
When I get money.
Is skydiving that expensive?
I don't think you're gonna do it because you're gonna get a life insurance policy, and they might cut that off then. At that point,
I'll just get a life insurance policy. Is it that easy? I don't know.
Get life insurance, yeah. But what I'm saying is, I know in 50 Cent book, he had took a picture of him like on the edge of his condo, and he could see everyone down below him, and he puts on Instagram, and he got a call from his insurance company like, "Yo, don't do something like that again. We gonna pull your insurance."
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so skydiving and stuff like that could be restricted.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Just don't post it on social media. But if you die while doing it, then yeah, fuck.
Like,
yeah. But skydiving, we could go skydiving for $200.
No, but I want the license. Like I want to like, it's like 4 bands to get a license.
Oh, you want to skydive by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to jump for real.
I feel like I would definitely freeze up. I'm probably gonna try this though.
The reason why I want to do it, my friend, my homie Flam, he's mad talented. I think y'all should try to I'll try to like plug that into. Yeah. He's super talented.
What does he do? He's
a singer, producer. He does. Yeah, he's nice. That's one of the most talented people I know.
Big ups.
But he skydived for one of his music videos, which shows like how wild he is. And I'm like, yo, that's dope. And I'm like, he was just telling me how it is. Like when you skydive, it's one of the only times where you're just like present. You can't think about the past. You can't think about the future. You got to think about right now because it's really about survival. And I'm like, that's thrilling as fuck.
That's dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So only time I get that feeling is by playing ball. So if that's how it is, and you're just like, you know, and also why not? The fuck. I mean, I because you don't want to die, but I'm like,
fuck it.
That's a big reason.
I definitely want to try it.
Piff, when you be playing ball?
Like,
because
I find time. I just like I carry my ball a lot. So whenever I have like a time, when I just have like idle time and I have like a 45 minutes or like an hour and 30, I'm gonna just go to the park near my crib. Or if I'm like downtown and I see people hooping, I'm just like, yo, y'all trying to play 2-on-2 or something like that.
You just no matter what I'm wearing. Your day?
No matter what I'm wearing. Yep.
So it's not like you're set. Like I'm gonna play ball at this hour. Like let's say
it just
Monday
happens randomly all the time.
All right.
This
cool.
is New York City mindset, bro.
I know.
Yeah, bro.
Like I got jeans, Tim's on. Fuck. Let me just get it right before I go on a date. Let me just cook niggas
shoot real quick.
You don't sweat? You're not a sweater?
I'm a sweater, but it depends on what I'm doing after. Like if I'm doing something after, then I probably wouldn't do that. But if I'm like just about to go, if I just finished doing something and I'm on my way home, I don't give a fuck what I'm wearing because I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna wash it anyway. I'm a hoop. That's how much I like playing basketball.
You watching the playing games?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
All right,
I saw the both of them.
The Lakers and Golden State, and then last night's game. What's your thought on LeBron?
Oh, just in general?
Just that game-winning shot. You think that's the new LeBron right there?
No.
Wait,
bro,
what, bro?
That's not.
He disrespected bro.
It's not a new LeBron. LeBron has been doing that. People be like, yo, he's not clutch. He's been clutch for the majority of his career. He missed some game-winning shots, but go-ahead buckets, last 5 minutes of the quarter where he's like, what's it called? What's the stat called?
Clutch points.
Clutch points. He leads the league in that.
Ever.
I think he's second all time after yesterday, and but just in general, he always leads. He's in the top 3.
Yeah.
For the majority of his career, he's always been that.
But Mal, you have a good point though, because that's what they try to paint him as, the media.
Exactly.
Because he passes the ball sometimes. He makes a good basketball play. Oh, he's playing basketball. He's not clutch. I
said that to Mal. I'm like, yo, the fact that KCP passed that ball out to him in the last second was a perfect thing. Because when you're smart like LeBron, you know this is not the best shot. Do I believe LeBron can make that shot as good as anybody in the league? Yes. Is he going to take it? No, because he knows, okay, let me post up, dish it out. That's a better percent. He's a numbers guy.
Yeah.
But I wish he wasn't as... I think if LeBron was a little bit of a dumber basketball player, he'd have been a lot greater than he is. And he's already the GOAT.
I disagree.
He's not the GOAT?
No, I disagree that he would be a lot better than he is because, like, he makes good plays.
He does.
Like the entire game. So the basketball is not only played in the last 3 minutes, but according to First Take and anybody else to have a conversation. It's always the last 3 minutes of game. Mind you, there was 45 minutes played before that where he had like 25, 8, and 7 by the time the fourth quarter came.
And that's a lot of people don't realize. Michael and Kobe, they had great teams around them all the time, and their teams would carry them to the fourth quarter, and then they would close it. You know what I mean? And they were closers. Those were probably the two greatest closers of all time. But LeBron is going to carry the team throughout 4 quarters because George Hill is the second best player on the team, and then try to close it. And if he misses a shot or if he makes not the wrong pass, but George Hill misses a wide open layup, it's on LeBron. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Stupid.
No, it's just I don't think it makes sense to stop doing what works. Just
I'm not saying what LeBron does is stupid. I'm saying the people are judging. I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay, copy.
They're stupid. You know what I mean? Because he's carrying them the whole way.
Exactly, doing the same thing. So I don't think there's anything wrong with doing something the same way for the entire game. It just so happened he's been passing the ball the whole entire game. Why is it fucked up that he passed it at the last second? Maybe because I can see some people's arguments where it's like, yo, the person you're passing to doesn't have that confidence to shoot that last second shot. But it's still a good play. He trusts his teammates. Mm-hmm. I'll play with somebody who trusts me as a teammate to make that shot. You know what I mean?
Do you think LeBron gets nervous at times though?
I think everybody gets nervous, but I think LeBron does.
I'm saying I think he is. Once again, I am a LeBron James fan. I think he's the greatest of all time. I think we all know he's bad at the free throw line, especially late in the game. It's the worst part of his game.
I don't think he's bad, but it is the worst part of his game.
Yeah, I mean he's a below average free throw shooter, bro. Especially on those last second shots, like that game against the game against the Warriors. Mm-hmm. He had a chance to take the lead and he missed one of the free throws, if I'm not mistaken.
Honestly, when it comes to conversation like this, I always think, can I do this? I can't do this. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm watching it as a fan, and I can't speak towards it as an expert of basketball because I'm not. He's an expert of basketball, so I can't talk about it.
Do you feel like Kwame Brown has a... Shout out to Kwame Brown, first of all. Mm-hmm. Let me just start with that. I was telling Mal this. Kwame Brown is what we needed for 2021. He is the storm that 2021 needed. Mm-hmm. To recover from the pandemic, to recover from everything, Kwame Brown is what we needed.
Why?
Because he's the most entertaining dude on the internet.
Incorrect.
Who's more entertaining than Kwame Brown?
I can name 100 people more entertaining.
Name one.
Drewski.
Drewski is funny, but Drewski, okay, YouTube. He's on YouTube. Nah, but I think Kwame, but that's a different talent set though. As far as someone getting in front of a mic, in front of a camera, and just talking and entertaining people, no production value. He doesn't have good mics in front of him. He doesn't have good camera quality.
He's quick. He's sharp. I ain't gonna hold you. He is very sharp. But you know, I don't know. I don't.
You don't like what he's been doing?
No, I don't care. I just don't give a fuck. Like I saw what happened when how it happened, but like.
I think if you listen to what he's saying, you would agree with a lot of what he's saying. I know, like, a lot of people see the show and the fuck you, this, that, and the third, the disrespectful shit, but he's saying a lot of true shit in there, bro. What is
he saying? Because I guess I missed that.
For example, this is the one that I'm a big Charlamagne the God fan, right? So you remember the Dave Chappelle situation when he left the Chappelle show and they tried to say he was smoking crack?
Yeah. Oh, so I saw what Charlamagne said about his family and stuff like that.
It's the same thing because all the smoke is signed to Charlamagne's Black Effect Network. Mm-hmm. So if this dude is exposing people on your network, effectively fucking with your pockets, I need to discredit him. And Charlamagne the God is a genius at this shit. I'm going to discredit him. How do I discredit him? He is crazy. His family is crazy, and he's probably crazy. He probably killed somebody too, so get him out of here.
I didn't like that.
But it backfired. And he spells it out. He's like, bro, this is what y'all do to black people. And that's some shit. Not white people have done this for centuries to black people, and now to see Charlamagne the God, someone who's woke and pro-black, doing it to black people.
Like that was real gossipy. Like I heard back then his brother killed somebody, so watch out for him. That's the vibes it was giving. I ain't really like that. And I fuck with Charlamagne so heavy. So heavy, but I didn't like that.
And now is coming back to bite him because Kwame Brown he now has everyone on the Charlamagne raped the girl now. Should have shut the fuck up and left that nigga alone. And that's what's empowering about him, because to see someone, bro, on a phone attacking think about this. He's attacking the media. The media is the one who controls narratives. Everyone has shut up. Because now he on a phone, on a tractor in Charleston, South Carolina, is controlling the narrative.
But that's the power of phones too, though. I think that's now again. Now that you say like it's like I guess it's entertaining. I'll like look into it a little bit more. I still don't care that much, but that's the power of the phone, like to show. Because I didn't know this about Kwame Brown. I didn't even know what he sounded like. I didn't know he was like. I didn't know he was like that at all.
They could be like, "Yo, that wasn't Kwame Brown." We was like,
but
That's a fact.
Guaranteed, nobody would have hired Kwame Brown or like to see his thoughts on it. But he has that phone. You can like showcase your talents with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope.
And
too.
even deeper, on a more devious level, if he had came out and said these things on, let's say he was on a fucking TV show and he said it, and then these people seen that he was doing this, he would have not gotten on any other show, and he would have been effectively silenced. So, shout out to Kwame Brown.
Big
Man.
shout out to Kwame Brown. Piff, what video games you play? You say you play video games? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I play. I don't play as much anymore since I started like working on like music as heavy as I am now.
Respect.
But the games I do play is 2K, Fortnite. I watched my girl play Horizon. You ever heard of Horizon?
Nah.
Horizon is so far. I can't play it as much, so I'll just watch her play it.
That's on a regular system, PS5, Xbox.
PS4. God of War. I'll tell you my favorite games. Like it's not the games I'm playing now, but my favorite games: Spider-Man, God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us, GTA. Like all those single player games.
You ever play Crash Bandicoot?
Yes, but I'm not.
Is that the greatest game of all time?
No.
It's not. That's my greatest game of all time.
That's my mom's favorite.
That was left field.
Yeah, my aunt was a gamer, bro, just for Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
bro, I remember my aunt, bro, who's a mother to all of us, would be there like, yo, can I have the game? And she would kick you off of that shit for hours, nigga. That's how shit.
Like it's a classic, but I'm not giving it Game of the Year award.
What's your favorite game of all time?
God of War 3 is the greatest game I've ever played.
You like that game, man?
No, I never played. I was an Xbox guy, Microsoft. Yeah.
God of War 3. That's the.
Oh, they only had it for
PlayStation. That's a PlayStation exclusive.
So
I wish it wasn't, so people can see how good it was. Second favorite would be Fable. You never heard of Fable?
I heard of Fable.
Bro.
I gotta go see the pictures.
Fable 2 or Fable 1, one of those. Fable 2 was the second best game. It was an Xbox 360 game.
Yeah, Fable was a big one. Wow. I remember that on Xbox 360 going on. A lot of your friends playing Fable too.
And then Def Jam 5 and
Yes. Def Jam was good.
So, Piff, you gained over 60,000 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
Which is, I didn't even know followers worked like that.
Me
I didn't even
neither.
know you could just rack it up like
It
that.
never happened to me before, so I didn't know either.
Word. How has things changed for you professionally,
Professionally,
career wise?
so, and I'm gonna give sauce too, just because like I rather, and that's another thing I want to be is like just very transparent with how this works, so that people can other artists coming behind me like can learn how to like make the least amount of mistakes possible. So because of these quote unquote vanity metrics, right? Me being verified, me having a certain amount of followers, this changes the amount of money that I will accept if somebody wants to sponsor or want me to like pay me to like share a post and stuff like that. So that changes. What else? Just being visible, being visible in general. Like this is, to put it simply, like more people are seeing me. It's cool. You know, I'm having a good time. That's really what it is. Like I wish I had like a more. Oh, I'm so thankful.
Well, you want a Grammy or something?
God, it's only God. You got to thank God first.
But I don't have that. But it's like it's just simple. Like it's really dope that people are like experiencing my work. Like I said earlier, it's just really dope, and they really fuck with me. Not even just the music, they fuck with me. So it's just I am thankful. Yeah.
Does it give you a boost in creativity when you get that? Like, oh shit,
yes,
I got this.
Yes, it does, because I'm doing it my way, and I guess I got that validation that this is something that people want to see. Now I don't have that pressure. I don't feel the pressure to make something hot, because I feel like I'm gonna keep making stuff that people want anyway. And now it's just a matter of people waiting for me to drop something, as opposed to them waiting for me to drop something bad, or thinking I'm gonna drop something bad. They're just waiting for me to drop whatever, which is dope, which gives me a lot more confidence in what I do, and yeah, I'm helping people. So I think it's just a little bit different.
I think with me personally, if you drop something, I think it's just being hype of the visuals. Like what he got visualized. I don't even care about that. No disrespect, but it's like, yo, what's the visuals looking like? Like what he wearing? You know, what's going on? How's the edits looking?
I think that's so important too, and that's another reason why I did it this way too. Just because that's how people consume music now. I think if you drop a song, there's thousands of songs dropping every day, right? Nobody's gonna listen to an audio for 15 seconds. Yeah. But they're gonna watch a video.
Yeah, I never realized how audio could affect the way you feel. No, visuals could affect the way you feel about the song too.
Yeah.
Like even if you just watch it once and it's like, okay, I know the visual now. Now even listening to it in my car, it's different. It hits different.
Perfect. Laugh Now, Cry Later by Drake. Every time I hear that song, I think of the music video. You know what I'm saying? Or the Bedrock by Young Money. That's way far, but I think about the video. Oh, man. I'm trying to think of other music videos. I mean, all of them. Bye Bye Bye, NSYNC. I think about them going like that. That should have just like it's important to tie a visual with the songs just so your brain can see something.
And you get to create that. It's kind of like what people do with books. It's like, okay, you have a book, you have a central story. Now you can give it life. You could take life out of it too. I mean, a lot of people who deal with like comic books and stuff, they complain about that a lot. But that's like an extra like form of expression to put to your music that's already what it is.
And it's satisfying to me as someone who wants to get into like film and just like producing like TV. To put something that was in my head out there and then see that people like actually enjoy it, it's like, okay, cool. I do have a knack for this too. And I'm doing this off the iPhone. So imagine if I had like a red cam and like going into Adobe, whatever the software is and just like getting busy. It's just like that's the most fun I've had. That's the funnest part of what I do. Just shooting the videos and like just having fun. And you can tell I'm having mad fun doing this shit.
So much fun.
I'm laughing in between takes. And mind you, I'm by myself the whole entire time. So I'm like, yo, I'm like a little kid when I do this shit. So that's just another thing I'm thankful.
You have so much shit you want to do, right? You want to, as you said, do TV shows, direct TV shows, act, sing, dance, whatever. Stand up. Have you done stand up before?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I gotta
do it.
Yo, pull up and let's do it on the same.
I need to get a set first. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do.
Get in your bag.
Let me do what I'm doing. Yeah.
But how do you feel like at any point? Because as I said, I believe you're as good a rapper as anyone out there. Do you feel like you're gonna get to a point in your career where it's like, okay, fuck the little content pieces, fuck acting and everything. I'm about to show niggas I am as good as Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole, or whatever, and really rap and really drop bars?
No.
Really?
Because I don't care.
You're not competitive like that?
I don't care. No. I'm competitive when I'm playing a sport, but music is not a sport.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's just something that you put out. It's art. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to compete with other people just to make people, because that's not the goal. The goal is to make people that consume my art feel something, have experience, learn something. I don't care about being the best rapper. That's subjective. No.
But isn't the best rapper someone who makes someone feel the most? Isn't that the point of rap?
No, because
isn't the best comedian the person who makes people laugh the most?
You can't quantify feeling. You can't like say this made me feel this more than this.
In a perfect world, but you're a better rapper than me. And objectively, that's a fact, right?
Yes.
That wasn't a word.
But at the same time, it's not something that I pay attention to or I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be the best rapper. I don't care to be the best rapper because it's a title that doesn't. It's just a title that doesn't mean anything.
What if one of these niggas don't like the fact that you say something and one of these niggas drop a diss track on you?
Ooh. I think diss tracks are so fucking stupid. If I don't,
Respect, let's hear it.
bro, if I don't like you,
go.
I'm not about to go home and write a poem about you and then just put so much effort into putting out a sonnet about how much I don't like you. I don't fuck with you. It's hands if I see you, or I'm just not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna like go back and forth and like get. It's like lunchroom shit, bro. Like it's a bunch of people just watching us argue with each other with rhyme. That's stupid. That's fucking stupid to me. If I don't like you, I'm not gonna like put that type of energy to you.
What
So
if it's Drake?
to answer your question, I don't care, bro. I don't care.
You're just taking that on the chin if Drake
I'm gonna
come
just
and
take
say,
it. I'm gonna tweet about it. I'm gonna say, "Oh, cool," or I'm gonna say whatever I say and then just leave it. Like I don't care. I'm not gonna. And then if I change my mind, it just be like that. If I do end up doing a diss song, I change my mind. Fuck it. Maybe I want to do it, but I think it's stupid.
No respect.
I think it's dumb because, like I said, it's not. It's
So
competitive for no reason.
So what if Jay-Z said, what if Jay-Z come out and say, I had to burn a spliff. I grabbed the burner and get to burning Piff.
Yo, did he say that before I came here?
No, I just made that up. Come on, bro. I'm telling you, I'm like that.
Fun fact, Nick is the one bar hitter quitter. Not anymore. Used to be. I said, Nick. I used to bring Nick to the studio a few times. We get the hit freeze up, but Nick got something.
I'm not gonna lie
Where the
to you.
fuck you pulled that out of, bro?
Bro, I was cooking up.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When you pause, I'm like, damn, that was trash. He wasn't fucking with it. But I'm happy that you respect
No, I was
it.
looking like, yo, what the fuck was that just now? That was crazy. But if Jay-Z did say that, all right, so it's different. Writing a diss track and then having a one line is different. I'll have a one line to respond to something or like say my opinion about something. But I'm not gonna write, oh, song dissing you. So a one liner is different. I'll respond to Jay-Z with a line.
Now I'm about to start rapping. Piff just gave me some confidence. I'm about to hop in the booth.
That was crazy.
Come on, bro.
I told you.
That was crazy.
I got those at my disposal. That's kind of how my brain works. But with all the different things you want to do, stand-up, music, all the different things you mentioned before, how do you balance giving it its proper attention?
By not trying to do it all at the same time. So like I said, I want to do these things, but I'm not doing them now because I'm focused on music right now. So, but when it's time to focus on those things, I'm gonna focus on those things for real. So that's just really how to balance it, just by like not doing them all at the same time.
Who are your stand-up comedy heroes? Alex Babbitt, number one.
Heroes.
Big ups to Alex, man.
Big up to
Shout
Alex.
out to Alex, man. That was a great. That dude is hilarious.
He's a great dude.
Is he like that all the time?
All the time.
I love it.
He just talks in comedy.
I didn't even see the interview, but I know what you're saying.
So he just
like that all the
talks
time.
in comedy. That's how he is.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
And then when I talk to him, it's like that too. So it's like we're like two comedians talking. That shit is mad funny. But my comedy heroes would be Dave Chappelle, Bo Burnham. You ever heard of that?
Bo Burnham?
Bo Burnham, right? He's a comedian that incorporates music in his set, like the entire set. So it's like a musical, but it's also stand up at the same time. Not like how Jamie Foxx, actually, just like how Jamie Foxx did it that one special.
Yes.
Bo does it the whole entire special, and the shit is like brilliant.
So white boy?
Yeah.
Hey, he's young, 30 years old.
Yeah, he's really good. He has a special called Words. One of the best specials I've ever seen. It's really dope. So Bo Burnham, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, goddamn, Andrew Schultz.
You got a list.
Yeah, as far as like heroes, like those that like really do it on like a top level, yeah, those.
Do you think Andrew really does it on a top level?
Yes.
I struggle with how I feel about Andrew Schultz as a comedian.
Why?
Because one day I feel like he's the absolute best comedian in the world. Mm-hmm. And because he has certain jokes that's like, oh, that was well written. I forgot what the joke was. It was about, he had a joke about Mexicans. I forgot what it was exactly. But then again, when I watch like his specials, it's a lot of riffing, which is a talent. But I don't know if I could give you the title of best or one of the best because of that.
I think so many comedians aren't good at doing that.
That's why
you haven't seen them do it. So that's why when my opinion is that when you see Andrew do it, it's like, well, that's some regular shit. That's not comedy. I think it is though. to be sharp, to be very sharp like that, where you can like, it's like being the best freestyler as a rapper. Like he's freestyling too, but coming back to his set like in a really, really like professional way.
You know who's great at that? Mike Epps.
Mike Epps is good at
that
too.
He's all riffed. I don't think he's ever wrote a joke.
I think Mike Epps that funny uncle or cousin at your crib that had jokes.
Yeah.
For days. He try. That's just his personality.
Yeah.
Every time I watch him, I'm like, yo, this is the dude I can just see at your crib. Just, yo, I'm going to crack jokes just cuz.
But to me, the best stand-up comic is not someone that just makes jokes, but someone that makes jokes about something that you were thinking about, but they put it in a certain way where it's also funny, but it's also like, yo, that ass.
I mean, that's why it hits, because it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I like those are my favorite comments, the ones that give you that, oh, shit. Which makes it, and I don't know why most people don't do that in their art. Like, yo, just say things that people are thinking already. You'll go.
This, and maybe now could get across better to you when I ask you, how do you come up with these concepts for your songs? Like, because a lot of people are not thinking about this.
They are, though.
They don't know. They don't, like, everything you say in your song, I agree with. I would have never thought about saying that.
That's the point. Like, I make songs for people who don't know how to say what they feel.
Right.
That's really what it is. But we all feel the same way. That's another reason why it's so easy, because it's just regular shit. But
it's easy for you to compute that into raps or into words. I couldn't do that.
I think, but you're not a rapper though.
True.
I think all rappers could do it. They just choose not to because it's corny to rap about regular shit.
True.
It's cool to rap about, hoes and clothes and shooting niggas, but it's not cool to talk about getting a new apartment. You know what I mean? It's just not cool. And maybe they don't know how to do it in a cool way, but I do think if they try to, they'll be able to. And if music goes towards that direction, people will have less negative things to say about it, about how modern rap is.
Do you think music will turn back into that direction? Because I feel like a phase, I'm not saying music is like this, but when Joey Badass came out, it was more of a connection to regular life. And then it got to, Trinidad James and ASAP Mob and all of that to what it is now. Looks like luxury things is cars, clothes, and women. You think it was going to step back down, but it's going to come back down to,
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
But I listen to all of it though.
Yeah.
Like I like that music. I just can't make it because I'll be lying.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? But I listen to it myself too. They're probably lying too, but I care about.
A lot of them niggas is like, it's art.
You know what I mean?
I don't even fault them for it.
Yeah, it's just what it is. But I don't even know if hip hop is gonna be like the top genre in the next 5 years. I don't like shit changes all the time.
What do you think it's gonna be?
Something we don't even know. Hip hop didn't exist until the 1980s, and then before that it was disco, and then before that it was like. Rock and roll, pop rock, or whatever it is.
And rap recently, like uprooted rock and roll like a few years ago.
But that's the crazy thing, right? You think in the 70s, right? New York City, tough, rough.
Yeah.
Like, what would people they do a hit or something? Like, what they listen to? The Isley Brothers, like,
Isley Brothers.
Yo, in between the sheets after
Dead
you just did something so harmful to someone.
Dead ass.
Like, that's crazy.
Dead ass. Because you couldn't talk about that stuff in the music back then.
Not at all.
But I'm damn sure like they were doing it. Like those artists they're making all these lovey-dovey songs. They was definitely in these streets.
Oh, 1,000%.
They just can't talk about it in the songs back then. But now you're able to talk about it.
I'm trying to think. I know
and not get arrested.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or yeah, you do get arrested.
They worked with the feds.
We're almost out of time. We do have some questions from the fans, and we definitely would
shout out to Piff Marti.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Even though you answered them already.
I was like, yo, what you doing, bro? Nah, but we do appreciate that. So some of these questions, probably got answered already by you.
I don't mind answering.
All right, so so first one, I got from Weirdness. Shout out to Weirdness. It's simple. I think this person just goes around and asks these type of questions. He just ended it differently. He always started this way. Weirdest habit as a kid.
Weirdest habit as a kid. I think I have two. I could say two. One was eating powder, baby powder.
Wow. Talc.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It just had a certain taste and texture. I'm like, y'all fuck with this heavy. I was eating the fuck out of baby powder.
With a spoon? Or you
just dump it on the hand, just eat it.
How old are you?
27.
No.
Oh, how old were you?
Oh, you 27.
I'm doing this shit right now.
No, I was doing that when I was like maybe 8 or 7. And another weird habit would be like I would dip peanut butter and jelly sandwiches into milk or into Kool-Aid. I would just dip it into
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, try it. It was pretty good.
All right. Shout out to Witness for that one.
I don't know where my list of
All right,
questions went, but you got it. Nah, you got it.
We do all of them.
Yeah,
we got them all here.
Let's go.
All right. K.Lebo_INT. How can one improve confidence in the way one treats people?
Say that question again.
How can one improve confidence in the way one treats people?
By be genuine. And the only way to be genuine is just like not caring about how people perceive you. Mm-hmm. If I think a person that's good at reading people would be able to tell if you're being genuine, and that's how you can be confident. Like just be yourself and just put it into practice. And I think if you keep doing it, you'll know how to do it. If that answers the question, it was really weirdly worded, so I don't know if I answered it like the way that he would or he or she would have wanted me to. But just keep doing it.
That's it. Keep going. Now we got one from E-Mains Fondy. Would you be willing to check out an artist's work for a possible collab? You inspire.
When it comes to the collabs, right? I'm flexing, but I get hundreds of DMs.
Talk about it.
Of people wanting to collab. So to answer that, yes, I would. But am I in the space to collab right now? Because I have my own shit to do. So, but I always check out people. I'm always like scrolling. I see people art and shit like that. And if I want to work, I want to work. But I just can't work right now.
What's the easiest ways for you to see their work?
Somebody got to share it.
Someone got to share it to you.
It just has to come my way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hewe_Haley. Yes, the people do need this. Drop your skincare routine. That skin is glowing.
All right. It's a mixture of genetics. Both my mom and my dad have good skin, and it just be like that. I drink water a lot.
A gallon a day?
Not a gallon. That's too much. Like half a gallon. And I'm on my business, and that just helps as well.
Mind your business.
Keep the stress low. Keep the pimples low.
But yeah, it's just genetics, bro. Like my skin always been like this.
That's good, bro. Good genes.
One of the questions I see, I don't know where it is now, but someone asked. They're not gonna get their shout out because I don't have the list on me.
Right here.
But are those all the questions? Oh yeah, Sabriel or would you do a podcast? Your own podcast.
I think about this like every other day. No cap. I would. How would I do it? I don't know. What
are the ideas? If you were to create a podcast, would it be like Alex where it's online, or would you want to have a cool studio? Would you do interviews? Would you just chat? Would you just rant?
That's what I'm thinking about. I don't know. That's why I haven't done it yet because I really don't know. Like I thought possibly doing it by myself and just looking into a camera. And it's between you and I and everybody that's listening to it, so I guess it's not private. I look at like Taxstone and then Chris D'Elia, like because they both have podcasts by themselves, and that's just a talent on its own.
It's a talent.
And I think I can tap into that. I just don't know how to, so that's why I didn't do it yet.
I think people will like it. They will like your perspective on music videos, music in general, anything like in life. Yeah, really.
But I think it might not even be a podcast. It probably just be like a YouTube channel or a reaction page or some shit like that. So I'm trying to figure out like how I can do it where it's like it makes sense for me and I'm not just another nigga starting a podcast.
You need a team, bro.
Yes.
Not on no Hollywood shit, but you need a team because you have so many ideas and so many things you want to do. It's impossible for you to do all the shit that you want to do the independent way that you like doing things. Impossible.
I think it's impossible to do anything, even if you had a team, because it's still gonna have to be me doing it, right? Yeah. I don't want to put my hands in so many baskets at one time anyway, regardless of if I have a team or not. So if I'm podcasting, it is a little easier, so I would need a team for that. I think I may be able to like rap and podcast at the same time.
It's like, yo, I'm gonna be there at 4. You sit down, rant for an hour. I'm out. Make sure it's up on YouTube.
Yeah. When you right, you right. When you right, you right.
You and your lady definitely talk to start on a YouTube channel?
Nah.
Your girl don't like the spotlight like that?
I don't think she cares whether or not she in the spotlight, but I wouldn't want, like, I like being public about my relationship, but not like,
you don't want your girl to be public.
I don't want everybody in, like, knowing the details of everything. So I would never do a couple's YouTube channel or a couple's thing like that. That's just...
Speaking about couple YouTube channel, do you know Iskra? She comments on all your videos.
Yeah, I know her.
Like, personally?
Mm-hmm.
From where?
Her husband is one of my friends, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I met her through Phil.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's why she shows so much support. Girl, I had the biggest crush on this girl. Much respect to her husband. But no, on some real shit, like, since I was young, bro. I've been following her on IG since I was like 17, 18, bro.
That's crazy.
And I always thought she was the most beautiful girl in the world.
That's nice. I'm gonna show her this clip.
Yeah, show her this clip, man. And tell her I would love to have her and her husband on the podcast one day. Huh?
Don't show her
husband. No, much respect. They have a kid together. I was watching their YouTube
they're
channel.
Really dope people.
They're cool, really, and you can really tell, bro. People, like I was watching their YouTube video, and I'm like, wow. This is not just a show. Like, these are cool people who love each other. So shout out to you, Iskra. You definitely played a big role in my life.
And they're not and they're not faking at all. Like I can definitely speak towards like their character and just how I just really dope people. And then like I guess they have status as well too.
Yeah.
And those are the type of people who have status that I would like to be around. And it's not because of their status, just because they're really cool people. Dope people.
And we would love to have you guys on the show if that's ever possible.
All right, so we got G Fire and Isaiah Butchinen asked the same question. Who is your favorite artist / inspiration?
I can't answer that, bro. Like, there's so many. I'm inspired by everything. I guess I could say favorite. I'll say a top 5 all time, and then a top 5 that I'm listening to now. Top 5 all time: Kendrick, Wale, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne.
Okay.
And then 6 would be Jay-Z. This is not in order though.
Oh, why is
no, but you just said number 6.
That's why I said that.
A lot of young money.
I didn't grow up with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Oh, Kanye. See, look, there's all these people. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel about Jay-Z too. I feel like I accept the fact that Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time, but I've never go to his catalog for anything.
I had to get older to really like appreciate how like really, really like talented he is as a rapper. But favorite right now, the artist I'm listening to, Thames. She's a singer from Nigeria.
Shout out to Thames.
She's mad nice. Playboy Cardi. I love Playboy Cardi.
Why you like Playboy Cardi?
It's lit. it's just lit. And then the way that
because he was literally Millie rocking in New York.
You feel me?
Come on. Why are you stealing your life like that? That's
bro.
crazy. He's influenced by you, I think.
Cardi, I just like the beats he shoots. I like the melodies. It's just really dope. It's not something that like you're gonna like learn from. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that gets you excited. So I like that. I like that kind of music. Who else I'm listening to?
What do you think about Kodak Black?
I don't listen to him like that. I have no opinions.
Respect.
Yeah. We're gonna get you on that Larry June.
Brent, you put me on to him earlier too.
You like him?
No, I don't know who that is.
You would like. I think you would like Larry June.
I'll check it out based on this recommendation. So Brent Fires.
Oh yes.
Definitely Brent. Solange. And Drake. Those who I'm listening. No, Lil Durk too. I'm listening to him too. Mm-hmm.
This man loves Lil Durk.
Lil Durk is fire,
man. It's crazy. He really the voice of the streets.
But you in the streets and all that?
I ain't gotta be the streets. You ain't gotta be that, bro. He can keep it. You ain't gotta be in the streets, bro. I let him be the lead gospel singer for that. We got Jordan Peace. How do you balance your work and personal life? It's really difficult, especially as an artist.
I don't think it's possible. It's definitely worth the try. And you can schedule things just to make it easier, but it's just not possible. Just because you want to do so many things, and to balance your life makes sense if you don't have people in your life.
Yeah.
If you don't have people, you can just do whatever you want because you have a schedule. But there's so many different variables where you have family, you have your loved ones, your significant other that have to be a part of that, and they're humans too who have their own schedule, and you can't really balance that because it's not just you. So you can't.
Do it. When you got the free time, you just do it. It's like when you go play basketball. You say, hey, I got 45 to an hour.
Yeah.
I go play ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think we out of time.
All right, one last one. Pop Gun Wody. Pop Gun _Wody. You got tour dates coming?
No, but I am actively playing on the tour.
Okay.
I don't have dates. I never toured before, but I'm planning one, and it's gonna get set up to answer the question. And I'm really looking forward to. Have you ever seen me perform?
No,
we met during COVID.
Yeah.
That was my shit. I love performing, and coming from the theater background, that was the best part of like theater. Translating that into the stage, it was like a Piff Marti show is a party. Like I treat it like a party. So
that's why you listen to Playboy Cry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a dial it, bro.
Jumping in the crowd.
How excited are you now that you have this following?
I'm very excited, bro, because now people are gonna know the words of the song. I'm not like people didn't know the words before. Like I would have a bunch of people in the crowd who know the words, but it's just dope to see more. And it's gonna be a good time, and I'm excited to finally meet the fans in person.
Hell yeah!
And that's probably gonna allow you to grow, also. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not even just my career, just as a person. Because now I'm just meeting all these dope. I'm sure they're dope people. Not everybody's dope, but I'm sure there's like dope people I'm gonna just meet just from touring alone too. So I'm just excited to just travel, go see different places, have a good time, and just like do what I like doing, bro.
Looking at your numbers, what's the hottest state?
Top 3 is Los Angeles, Chicago, and Atlanta.
That's a top 3 right there.
New York is number 5.
Okay.
And then Sydney, Australia is number 4.
Oh yeah, you gotta go out there. That's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard.
Man, Piff, congrats, man. Shout out to all your fans. We appreciate you. I was asking
shout out to y'all too.
questions.
Like really, really, thank you so much for everything y'all been doing. And thank y'all for like having me on the show. Like this is like I love coming here. It's really dope.
I think we always have some really good conversations.
Yes, sir.
And as we grow as people, those conversations are going to grow more and more too.
Blessings.
Thanks for coming through once again.
Yes, sir.
Congratulate you on your come up.
Yep.
I am not surprised by the very least, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg for you.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick and Mal Show and Piff Marti.
Yes, sir. Stay dangerous.
Bow. Come on, that was a good.
Ever told on a nigga? No. Ever squeezed the trigger? Yep. Ever set a nigga up? No. Ever helped a brother out when he was down?